गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। अगजाननपद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदं तं भक्तानाम् एकदन्तमुपास्महे। नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यां बुद्धिं च देहि मे। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्। गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं। गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव। एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। गीतायाः पुस्तकं यत्र यत्र पाठः प्रवर्तते तत्र सर्वाणि तीर्थानि प्रयागादीनि तत्र वै। यत्र गीताविचारश्च पठनं पाठनं श्रुतं तत्र अहं निश्चितं पृथ्वीं निवसामि सदैव हि। चिदानन्देन कृष्णेन प्रोक्ता स्वमुखतोऽर्जुन वेदत्रयी परानन्दा तत्त्वार्थज्ञानसंयुत। अष्टादश जपेन्नित्यं नरो निश्चलमानसः ज्ञानसिद्धिं स लभते ततो याति परं पदम्। गीतार्थं ध्यायते नित्यं कृत्वा कर्माणि भूरिशः जीवन्मुक्तः स विज्ञेयो देहान्ते परमं पदम्। मन्दारगन्धसंयुक्तं चारुहासं चतुर्भुजं बर्हि पिच्छावचूडाङ्गं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रुक्मिणीकेलिसंयुक्तं पीताम्बरसुशोभितम् अवाप्ततुलसीगन्धं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उत्फुल्लपद्मपत्राक्षं नीलजीमूतसन्निभं यादवानां शिरोरत्नं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। अस्तु. So we completed shloka number 3 in the 6th chapter. So we'll do the 4th shloka in the 6th chapter, so which is on page number 23. Geetha Pravesha, Dvitiya Bhaga, Dvitiya Khanda, Pustake. We are on 23 page number. Astu. So, who is this that says iPad SS guest? Okay. Charushila Bhagini, Patitum Ichchati va? Your voice is not at all clear. Bhagini? Okay. Murthy Mahodaya, Patitum Ichchati va?
Pardon, 6.4, no? 6.4.
Astu Mahodaya, 6.4.
यदा हिनेन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मसु अनुशक्यते सर्वसंगस्य सन्यासी योगारूढः तदोच्यते। फलविभागः यदा हि न इन्द्रियार्थेषु न कर्मसु अनुषज्यते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी कोई समस्त बोला योगारूढ़ः तदा उच्यते। यदा अव्यया ही अव्ययम् नेन्द्रियार्थेषु स्वतंत्रपद न इंद्रिया न अव्यया इंद्रियार्थेषु समस्तपदा न अव्यया कर्मसु कर्मन् नकारांत पुल्लिंग सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचन अनुषज्यते अनु उपसर्ग सज्ज धातु लट्लकार प्रथम पुरुष एकवचन कर्मन्
नपुंसकलिंगम
कर्मन् नपुंसकलिंग कारांत नपुंसकलिंग I get confused of course कर्मन् आत्मन course कर्मन् नपुंसकलिंग कोने कर्मन् नपुंसकलिंग so frequently coming words I should not forget. I will write at one place. Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. That is Samastapada. Yogarudhaha Subanta. That is Yogarudhaha. Actually, Yogarudha is also a Samastapada, but Pullinga. Pullinga Akarantu Visagga.
Even for Samasta Padams, we can tell the Anta Padavisheshana.
Yes, yes. Tada अव्यया उच्यते वच् धातु लट्लकार प्रथम पुरुष एकवचन
कर्मणि प्रयोगे
उच्यते कर्मणि प्रयोगे उच्यते कर्मणि प्रयोगे. Now I read padartha pratipadartha. Actually I normally remember it as pratipadartha. Padartha means it in Telugu it becomes matter also. Pratipadartha means it doesn't give that meaning. I always remember in mind. Yada hi अस्मिन् समये इन्द्रियार्थेषु शब्दादिषु विषयेषु न अनुषज्यते न शक्तो भवति कर्मसु कर्माचरणेषु अपि न अनुषज्यते न शक्ता भवति तदा तस्मिन् समये सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी सर्वेषाम् इन्द्रियविषयाणां तत्साधनानां च श्रवणादिक्रियाणां परित्यक्ता योगारूढ़ः ज्ञानयोगम् आरूढ़ः उच्यते वर्ण्यते अन्वयः यदा हि इंद्रियार्थेषु न अनुषज्यते दट इज न आसक्तः भवति कर्मसु अपि इंद्रिय इंद्रिय विषयेषु अपि अपि न अनुषज्यते तदा सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योगारूढ़ः उच्यते तात्पर्यम् यदा पुरुषः इंद्रियार्थेषु रूपरसगन्धादिषु तत्साधनेषु दर्शन दर्शन स्वादन घ्राणादिषु कर्मसु च आसक्तो न भवति तदा तस्य तेषु विषयेषु तत्साधनेषु च कर्मसु चैव न भवति तदानीं सः ज्ञानयोग्यम् आरूढ़ः अर्थात् ज्ञानवान् इति उच्यते संधिः नेन्द्रियार्थेषु न प्लस इंद्रियार्थेषु गुणसंधि कर्मसु अनुषज्यते कर्मसु अनुषज्यते कर्मसु यणादेश उकार यणादेश योगारूढ़ तदोच्यते योगारूढ़ तद विसर्ग संधि सकारः योगारूढ़ तदा प्लस उच्यते तदोच्यते तदा प्लस वो आकार उकार उकार गुणसंधि इंद्रियार्थेषु समासः इंद्रियार्थेषु इंद्रियाणाम् अर्थम् इंद्रियार्थः तस्मिन् इंद्रियार्थेषु योगारूढ़ः योगम् आरूढ़ः योगारूढ़ः योगम् आरूढ़ः योगारूढ़ः बहुव्रीहि समासः सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी सर्वे च संकल्पाश्च सर्वसंकल्पाः सर्वेश्च संकल्पाः सर्वसंकल्पाः that is samasa not sarva सर्वसंकल्पा अव्ययी भाव सर्वसंकल्पाः पुंगम अव्ययी उत्समासा type I am not able to tell सर्वसंकल्पानां सन्यासी षष्ठी तत्पुरुष
सर्वे च संकल्पाः च सर्वसंकल्पाः विशेषणपूर्वपद कर्मधारय समास
विशेषण पूर्वपद ओके ओके विशेषण पूर्वपद
अनन्तरं सर्वसंकल्पानां सन्यासी षष्ठी तत्पुरुषः अत्र योगारूढः अपि बहुव्रीहि न तत्पुरुषः
योगारूढः
योगम् आरूढः
योगम् आरूढः ओके 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 यह योगम् आरूढः सः लाइक दिस कैन यू टेल बहुव्रीहि यह योगम् आरूढः सः योगारूढः
it has to be see bahuvrihi always has to be anya padartha pradhanyata here arudah itself implies he who has climbed so arudah uttara pada pradhanyata eva asti atra
ओके ओके विशेषण परपरा ओके ओके योगारूढः कः योगारूढः उच्यते देन प्रश्नः shall I read प्रश्नः shall I read
आम् महोदय
कः योगारूढः उच्यते यः इंद्रियार्थेषु कर्मसु न अनुषज्यते स सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योगारूढ़ः उच्यते और सिंपली either one we can tell यः इंद्रियार्थेषु कर्मसु न अनुषज्यते सः योगारूढ़ः उच्यते अथवा सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योगारूढ़ उच्यते both can you tell
yes you can tell either
okay सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी कीदृशः उच्यते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योगारूढ़ः उच्यते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी इत्यस्य कः अर्थः सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी सर्वेषाम् इन्द्रियाणां तत्साधनानां च परित्यक्ता तर्हि इन्द्रियार्थेषु विमुखः इन्द्रियार्थेषु विमुखः योगारूढः इत्यस्य कः अभिप्रायः इत्यस्य कः अभिप्रायः योगारूढः ज्ञानयोग्यम् आरूढः ज्ञानवान्
अस्तु सो अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
अनुसज्जते फर्स्ट वन उच्यते सेकंड वन
अनुसज्जते
अनुसज्जते अनुसज्जते इज कर्तृपदं कर्मपदं
अनुसज्जते इज क्रियापदम्
ओके
अस्ति वा
क्रियापदम् अनुसज्जते
सो
कर्ता इज नॉट देयर
कर्तृपदं नास्ति अत्र
कर्तृपदम् अध्याहारं we have to make सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी we can tell as अध्याहार
yes अत्र कर्मसु इन्द्रियार्थेषु
they are you can say karmasu they are all upavadu bhakti can we say no not indriyartheshu karmasu na anushadyate what type can plus by विषय क्रिया विशेषण can you tell
विषयाधिकरणं भवितुम् अर्हति
विषयाधिकरणम् ओके ओके विषयाधिकरणं
यदा कर्मसु इन्द्रियार्थेषु अनुसज्जते न
अनुसज्जते
तदा सर्वसंकल्पसन्न्यासी
योगारूढः उच्यते
so yada tada those will be the connecting
tada we have to make as adhyahara okay
tada is not given in the shloka
tada uchyate it is there yada tada yes tada is there yogaruda tada uchyate yes that tada and this tada we can connect
so here whenever so this shloka is so what this shloka is telling and what did we see in the previous shloka arurukshor muner yogam karma karanam uchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva shamah
karanam uchyate
so there what are we saying in the previous shloka samatva buddhi rupam yogam yaha आरोढुम इच्छति तस्य निष्काम बुद्ध्या कर्माचरणं तत्र कारणं भवति so he who would like to climb up into that yoga marga karmacharanam will be the sadhanam here karanam means sadhanam so when we want to go beyond the karma yoga into the yoga margam into the jnana margam we have to use our karma marga as a sadhanam to enter into that yoga marga and once we enter into that yoga marga yada tadrisham yogam arudhaha tada tu jnana paripake shamah karanam bhavati so then we can give up we don't have to do the karmas anymore he who enters into the jnana marga for him the karmas are no longer a responsibility he does not have to worry about performing karmas until we get entry into the yoga marga we have to use this karma marga as our sadhana as our tool to enter into the yoga marga that is what we discussed in the previous shloka so now here yada hi na indriyartheshu na karmasu अनुषज्जते सर्वसंकल्प सन्यासी योगारूढ़ः तदा उच्यते so such kind of a person he who is not bound by the karmas that he does and in the indriyarthas means the vishayas the materialistic things in which the indriyas normally engage in such things once when a person becomes detached to such things then he will be called as a sarvasankalpa sannyasi and he will become yogarudhaha sarvasankalpa sannyasi so he who gives up all his sankalpas sankalpa is nothing other than a kind of ashayah, a desire, because that is the root cause of everything that we want to do. The phalapeksha, not everything that we want to do, we can say that will be the root cause of phalapeksha. When we have a sankalpam of doing something, normally there will be a phalapeksha. Without phalapeksha, if we do, then it will not become a sankalpam. It will not be called a sankalpam, at least. So that kind of person who gives up all kinds of sankalpas and he who does his karmas, he will become yoga rudaha iti uchyate. So any questions in this shloka?
क्षम्यतां भगिनी, पुटसङ्ख्या कृपया।
23.
23 6.4.
अस्तु महोदय, धन्यवादः।
Fourth shloka. Anantaram, any questions in this fourth shloka? Okay. So Srinivasacharya Mahodaya, patitum ichchati va?
महोदय।
Fifth.
उद्धरेदात्मा आत्मानामात्मनं नाम्ना नमवसादयेत्
न आत्मानम् अवसादयेत्, नात्मानम् अवसादयेत्।
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् नात्मानम् अवसादयेत् उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैह्यात्मनो बन्धु आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धु आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः उद्धरेत् आत्मनं न आत्मनम् अवसादयेत् आत्म एव ह्यः आत्मनः एव हि आत्मनः बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुः आत्मनः आत्मैव बन्धुः रिपुः आत्मनः पदार्थः
आत्मैव आत्मा प्लस एव.
There also you can split. Atmaiva will be Atma eva.
Atma eva hi atmanah bandhuhu atma eva ripuhu atmanah. Padartha. Padaparichayam. Uddharet.
Hru dhatu. Ut upasarga.
Hru ut upasarga purita. Hru dhatet. उद्धरेत आत्मानं आत्मन शब्दमु द्वितीय विभक्ति एकवचनम आत्मनम
आत्मना आत्मना
आत्मना आत्मानं दीर्घमस्ति
आत्मानं
आत्मना ने तृतीय
आत्मना तृतीय विभक्ति आत्मानं आत्मानं అంటే ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం
ద్వితీయ విభక్తి ఆత్మన్ నకారాంత పుంలింగ తృతీయ విభక్తి ఆత్మానం ద్వితీయ విభక్తి
ఆత్మన ఉద్ధరేత్ ఆత్మనం ఆత్మ అవసాదయేత్ అవసాదయేత్ నా అవసాదయేత్ విధిలింగ్
నిచ్ ప్రత్యయం అండ్ విధిలిన్ అపి అస్తి వా విధిలిన్ అపి అవసాదయేత్ సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నిచ్ ప్రత్యయం అపి అస్తి విధిలిన్ లకారే అస్తి
आत्मा एव आत्मा एव आत्मा प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन आत्मा शब्दं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन एव अव्ययम् आत्मनः आत्मनि शब्दं षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनं बन्धुः उकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं आत्मा एव विषय संगीत विशिष्ट बन्धेव रिपुः रिपु उकारान्त पुल्लिङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं आत्मनः षष्ठी विभक्ति आत्मन शब्दं षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनं पदार्थ आत्मानं स्वम् आत्मना विषयसंग्रहीतेन मनसा उद्धरेत् अन्नयेत् आत्मानं स्वं न अवसादयेत् न नाशयेत् आत्मा एव मनः एव आत्मनः स्वस्य बन्धुः बान्धवः आत्मा एव विषयसंगविशिष्टं मनः एव आत्मनः स्वस्य रिपुः शत्रुः अन्वयः आत्मानं आत्मना उद्धरेत् आत्मानं न अवसादयेत् आत्मा एव हि आत्मनः बन्धुः आत्मा एव आत्मनः रिपुः तात्पर्यम् संसार सागरे निमग्नम् आत्मनं विषयसंगरहितेन मनसा उद्धारयेत् न तु कदापि विषयसंगविशिष्टेन संसार सागरे पुनः निमज्जयेत् कुतः विषयसंगरहितं मनः आत्मनः पोषकम् तत्संगसहितं तु मनः आत्मनो मारकम् प्रश्नाः आत्मनं किं कुर्यात् आत्मनं आत्माना उद्धरेत् आत्मनं केन उद्धरेत् आत्मनं आत्मना उद्धरेत्
आत्मानं दीर्घम् अपि अस्ति
सारी आत्मानं केन उद्धरेत् आत्मानं आत्मना उद्धरेत् आत्मानं किं न कुर्यात् आत्मानं न अवसादयेत् आत्मनः बन्धुः कः आत्मा एव आत्मनः बन्धुः आत्मा एव आत्मनः बन्धुः आत्मनः रिपुः कः आत्मा एव आत्मनः रिपुः आत्मा इत्यस्यार्थः का आत्मा इत्यस्यार्थः मनः संधि उद्धरेदात्मानम् उद्धरेत् आत्मना जस्व संधि उत्तरेदात्मना आत्मानं सवर्ण दीर्घ संधि नात्मानं न आत्मानं सवर्ण दीर्घ संधि आत्मैव आत्मा एव वृद्धि संधि ह्यात्मनो बन्धुरात्मने आत्मैव हि आत्मनः यण् संधि ह्यात्मनः प्लस बन्धुः विसर्ग संधि विसर्ग सकार संधि रेफा उकार गुण संधि बन्धुः आत्मा विसर्ग संधि रेफ संधि बन्धुरात्मा एव वृद्धि संधि रिपुरात्मनः रिपुः आत्मनः विसर्ग संधि विसर्ग रेफ संधि
सो अत्र
क्रियापदम् अवसादयेत् उद्धरेत् अवसादयेत्
द्वौ स्तः
ఉద్ధరేద్ ఆత్మానం అంటే రెండు సెంటెన్స్ ఉన్నాయి టూ సెంటెన్స్
ఉద్ధరేత్
ఉద్ధరేత్ ఆత్మానం ఆత్మనం
So atra
आत्मना आत्मानम् आत्मना आत्मानम्
आत्मनम्
उद्धरेत् आत्मानं न अवसादयेत् आत्मा एव आत्मनः बन्धुः आत्मा एव आत्मनः रिपुः 4 sentences.
एकं निमिषं महोदय. So उद्धरेत् अत्र कर्तृपदं किं महोदय?
आत्मानम् आत्मनः उद्धरेत् आत्मनः.
So here uddharet is vidhilinga. Kartrupadam nasti. Atmana atmanam uddharet. So atmana will be karanam.
Okay.
Atmanam karmapadam. Uddharet should be controlled. With the atmanam itself not controlled, uddharet should be taken to the next level. So we have to take our Atma into the next level, from the Karma Marga into the Jnana Marga. Like that, one step at a time, we should make sure it is moving forward. So with our own Atma, we have to take our own Atma into the next level. How do we use our Atma to take it into our own Atma again into the next level? We have discussed all the tools that have been described, right? We by the Indriya Nigraham and without having any phalapeksha. So these are all the tools that we are using. And who is being able to use all these tools? The Atma. And by doing that, who is the beneficiary? Again, the Atma. So Atmana Atmanam Uddharet. Anantaram. Atmanam na avasadayet. So here Atmanam na avasadayet. Avasadayet is nich. So Atmanam will be the karma padam here, or we can also say prayojya karta. Why? Because in a nich, whenever the kriya padam is nich, we have to see that the karma padam, whether it is prayojya karma or not. Sometimes prayojya karma and mukhya karma also will be there, the regular karma. But what is given as karma can be prayojya karma also. So avasadayet. So we should not destroy our atma. Atma should not be destroyed. Avasadayet. Atmanam na avasadayet. Anantaram. Atma atmanaha bandhuhu. Here we can take adhyahritam of asti. Atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu asti. So our own Atma can be our bandhu. Atma atmanaha ripuhu asti. So it can be either our bandhu or ripuhu. When will it be our bandhu and when will it be our ripuhu? That also we need to see. Whenever we are making some decisions, whenever we are making certain decisions, we have to make sure each decision will only help us move Atmanam uddharet. For that reason only our decision making should be there. Certain decisions that we make by giving in to our krodha, by giving in to our phalapeksha, by giving in to such other negative emotions, by giving in to such things, sometimes we do certain things which push us back in this spiritual path. Such things, when we do such things, that is when our Atma will become our own enemy. When we do things that help us climb into the Jnana Marga, and even after climbing into the Jnana Marga, what does one need to do? In the Karma Marga, we know what we need to do. We have to do our Satkarma Charana without any phalapeksha, without any kind of with the utmost Shraddha and all this, with the Guru Seva, with all this. So many things we discussed while in the Karma Marga, how we have to follow that Karma Marga by detaching ourselves and always thinking that we are not the doers. We are not the karta of the things that we are doing. The Indriyas are doing for the Indriyartheshu. That also we have to keep in mind. So like this, we saw all the things that we need to practice while doing the Karma Marga. Now one has completed the Karma Marga and he has climbed into the Jnana Marga. So what is the next step? Soon after you climb into the Jnana Marga, do you get moksha? No. That also we discussed in the previous class. Even after we enter into the Jnana Marga, still that sadhana is needed to understand the Paramatma Tattvam. Until then, we have other responsibilities. So we are performing our responsibilities in the Karma Marga with utmost Shraddha. There, our sadhana is to obtain that Shraddha, that Ekagrata, everything. How to obtain that. And only by practicing the proper Karma Marga, we can obtain that. Once we obtain, then we are free from doing the karmas. We need not do the karmas anymore. So the complete time can be put on the Jnana Marga sadhana. And there even more sadhana is needed to understand the Paramatma Tattvam. Because understanding Paramatma Tattvam is not very easy. We also have seen that every minute we have to be that Atma Triptaha, Atma Santushtaha. These are the qualities that we have discussed. And every minute. Right now, we are experiencing once in a while for a few moments. But it has to be forever. We have to be immersed in such kind of nishta. Only then that Paramatma Tattva Jnanam we will be able to understand. Right now, we have a bouts of such exposure once in a while. But that is not enough to obtain moksha or to enter into the Jnana Marga. That is not enough. So that abhyasa is needed. And how should that abhyasa be? It should only be such that it has to take us forward. We should not fall back. The minute we lose control over certain things, we will fall back. So that should not happen. And when that happens, we can say that Atma is our own Ripuhu. When we make conscious decisions every single time, am I doing the right thing? Always thinking of the dharma. Is my decision as per the dharma? With that, if we do every single, even one word that is coming out of our mouth, if we think, am I saying the right thing? Such things, every action that we do, if we are very conscious about if we are following the dharma and the right thing, then our Atma will be our Bandhu. Otherwise, it will be our Ripu. In this context, there is a small story given here, mentioned. So there is this Bharavi. He is a Mahakavi. Most of you must have heard of him. Bharavehe Artha Gauravam, also they say. So basically, his style of writing is also very intense. So that is the reason why they say that, because he is known to include all kinds of aspects in his writing. Like Kalidasa's writing is a little simple. On the beautiful Upamanam also he uses a lot, Upamanams, but relatively it is simple. Whereas Bharavi's is a little on the tougher side. So he is known for that. So he considers all aspects of the poetics when he is writing his kavyas. So he is known for that. He is very famous. So how did he become famous? Everybody becomes famous at some point, right? So he started from when he was a child. He started his abhyasa in the shastras and all that. And but still he had this natural quality of poet. So he was writing, his works were always very good, and from a very small age he was appreciated by everybody who has come across his works. So many people started felicitating him, praising him wherever he goes and everything. So along with that comes a little bit of ahankaram also, right? So whenever somebody praises us for the work that we do, there is this chance of we getting a little ahankaram. And once the ahankaram comes in, that is when we will be blinded to certain things. That is when our thought process will be affected to some extent. So though he is being praised everywhere, his father will not be praising him. He will always be saying, oh, he has so much more. Even people come to him and praise him. Oh, your son is very good. He's, he has so much of skill in the poetics, and he's doing very well and all that. Oh, he still has very much to learn. Whatever he's doing is, nothing. He still has a lot of room to improve. So he keeps saying that every time. He does not praise Bharavi even one single time. So Bharavi starts thinking that his father is jealous of his success. So he will be thinking about that. And he thinks, and there is a point, he comes to the point where he's not able to take it anymore. So he strongly believes that his father is becoming a hindrance, that is bothering him. He's not happy with my success. He's jealous. If he simply thinks that he doesn't care, then that is another thing. But he starts thinking that his father is jealous of him, and that is bothering him to the point where he decides to kill his father. So one night he will, when everybody is sleeping outside, or his father at least is sleeping outside, he decides, no, I cannot take this anymore. He's becoming a big hindrance while I am acquiring so much of popularity or becoming famous. He keeps saying all this to everybody who comes. So it will not be good for me. So he thinks, he decides to kill him. So he will pick up a very big stone and he will be hiding behind a tree to see, he's waiting for an opportunity. So then his mother comes to his father, who is lying on the bed outside. So they will start a conversation and he will be listening. He happens to overhear because he's waiting behind a tree to kill his father. So the mother says, why are you always, not saying good things about your son in front of others? Why are you not, accepting his success? So he says, no, no, you have not realized why I am doing that. Out of all the people, the parents' good words will always be a hindrance to the children's success. So we should not say, in Telugu we say this dishti, right? So such things. It is not good. Parokshe api, pratyakshe api. So for that also he says one thing. So gurus, actually we can praise the gurus to their face, face. Okay, our gurus. Like when we go to our guru, we can praise them. We can praise them to their face. That will not cause any hindrance to them. Friends, we have to praise them in their absence. Whether you praise them to their face or not is immaterial. But in their absence, we should definitely praise them. We should always talk about their good things in their absence. But whereas children, we should not praise them either in their presence nor in their absence. It will cause ayukshinam, they say. Okay, especially when the parents does that. So for that reason, I am not praising him, but I am really happy about how he is growing in his career. So he overhears that. See, again, Bharavi is not an ordinary common person. He also has studied all the Shastras. He has written Kiratarjuniyam. It is one of his famous works. He has not written as many as Kalidasa, but he has become famous even with the few works that he has written. So he has that knowledge of what is good, what is not good, what is dharma, what is adharma. He has everything. But this momentary ahankaram has clouded his thinking, and he thought that his father was jealous of him. So he went to the point where he wanted to kill him. But upon hearing that conversation, he realizes his mistake. He will drop the stone and he will go to his father and ask for his forgiveness. So he realizes. So here, that is when, if he had not overheard the conversation, if his mother had not come and started that conversation, he would have killed his father, right? And later he would have known anyways. Sooner or later, everybody knows everybody's other's intentions. So once he had known, later on, it would have been too late for him to correct his mistake, right? So whatever ladder he had climbed in this spiritual path, he has been thrown down completely. He would have been thrown down completely if he had gone ahead with what he had in his mind. So such things we have to keep an eye on. So such drastic things may not happen, but still sometimes if we observe our own thinking, sometimes we have such doubts on certain people, right? But later it will be proved wrong. We might have forgotten about something, and in that spur of the moment, we might have doubted some people for various reasons. Maybe we did not hear them out completely. We simply rush into conclusions sometimes about others without listening. When somebody does not do what we ask them to do, we make some decisions about why they did not do. So such things happen in our daily lives. So at every such a situation, we should pause, and before coming to a conclusion about what could have happened, we should find out the details and only then make a conscious decision. If we come to conclusions without thinking through, without taking the time to know all the facts, then what will happen? We will come back in our path. Whatever, with how much ever hard work we have attained a particular position in our spiritual path, we would have come down. So that is what is being told here. Atma can be our bandhu and can also be our ripuhu. But how? How can it be both? It again depends on our own mind. So how we think. So because everything is happening with our own Atma, Atma itself can be our bandhu. Atma itself can be our ripuhu. So, and how can we do that? Again, by restraining our mind without wandering, to stick to the facts and taking time, and only then, and then Atmanam na avasadayet. So if we let our Atma to be our own enemy, we are destroying it. We are destroying our own Atma. So na avasadayet. We should not let that destruction of our Atma happen. We have to use our Atma to grow in the right direction, in the right path. So that is how we can take this. So such things, many, if we go into our Shastras or Puranas or such things, so many such examples will be there. All those are very great sadhakas. They are not regular common people. Even such sadhakas are falling prey to such indriyas because of the lack of nigraham, or even for a split second, if that balance is lost, such things can happen. So that kind of nishtha we need to have, that kind of shraddha we need to have. And again, the Moola Karanam, if we look into this, the story of Bharavi, what was bothering him? The goal, the name that he was acquiring, right? So he has a kind of akanksha there. He has a kind of desire. He has a sankalpam of becoming the greatest poet, or acquiring a good name and all. So he thought whatever his father was doing is becoming a hindrance to that path that he wants to achieve. So there again, that phalapeksha is there. So what matters if if even his father was not truly a good person? What could have Bharavi done? I am doing my work to the best of my capability. What if, it may not only be his father, it can be anybody who might be causing that hindrance. So we should not be bothered about such things. We should not be bothered about what other things other people are thinking. We should listen and see if there is anything we need to, anything is there that we need to correct, because sometimes we might be actually making some mistake. So such things constructively we can observe, we can see. If we think there is something that we can improve upon from such remarks, we can always improve. But if there is no truth in whatever things that other people are saying, then we can simply let it go there itself. We have to forget about it. But the minute we keep it in our mind and go in that direction, then we are only destroying ourselves. That is what this shloka is saying. So any questions here? Here we have anatmanah na vidyate atma yasya saha. This is nai bahuvrihi.
Bhagini, what shloka number?
We are on the 5th shloka. Oh, sorry, I was
Adhyaya Bhagini. Adhyaya Bhagini.
6th adhyaya.
6th Adhyaya, 6th shloka.
24 page number.
Panchamam.
Dhanyavad.
Panchamam shlokam. Astu. So any questions in this shloka? Anyone? Anantaram? Lakshmi Narsimhacharya Mahodaya Patitum Ichchati va?
मान्य बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत् बन्धुः आत्मा आत्मनः तस्य येन आत्म एव आत्मना जितः अनात्मनः तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेत आत्मा एव शत्रुवत्
Padaparishi.
पदपरिचयम् बन्धुः उकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्ग एकवचनं बन्धु शब्द आत्मा नकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्ग आत्मा शब्द आत्मन शब्द एकवचनं पुनः आत्मनः आत्मा शब्द षष्ठी एकवचनं तस्य तत् शब्दं षष्ठी एकवचनं येन अदे इदि पुल्लिङ्गं येन येन यत् शब्दं तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनं आत्मा आत्मा ఇక్కడ కూడా పుల్లింగ ఏకవచనం ఆత్మన్ శబ్దం
నకారాంత పుల్లింగ
నకారాంత పుల్లింగ ఏకవచనం ఆత్మ ఏవ ఏవ అవ్యయం ఆత్మన ఆత్మన్ శబ్దం తృతీయ విభక్తి ఏకవచనం జితః ఇది జీ ధాతు జితః జిధాతు తా ప్రత్యయం अनात्मनः न प्लस आत्मनः अनात्मनः आत्मनः इति षष्ठी एकवचनं मळ्ळ तु मळ्ळ अव्ययम् इति समुच्चयः तु शत्रुत्वे चतुर्थी विभक्ति एकवचनं
सप्तमी एकवचनं
सप्तमी शत्रुत्वे सप्तमी एकवचनं शत्रुत्वे शत्रुः शत्रुशब्दं शत्रुत्वं शत्रुत्वशब्दं शत्रुत्वे शत्रुत्वः शब्दं शत्रुत्वे पुनः वर्तेत वृत्तधातु वर्तेत विधिलिङ्ग विधिलिङ्ग कदा वर्तेत
विधिलिङ्ग
वर्तेत
प्रथमा एकवचनं
वर्तेत वर्तेत मदेव प्रथम एकवचनं आत्म एव आत्मा मळ नकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग आत्मा शब्दम् एव अव्ययं शत्रुवत् शत्रुवत् शत्रु शत्रु इव शत्रु इव कदा शत्रुवत् पदार्थः पदार्थः येन येन पुरुषेण आत्मना स्वेन आत्मा एव मनः एव जितः विषयेभ्यः निवर्तितं विषयेभ्यः निवर्तितं तस्य तस्य तादृशस्य पुरुषस्य आत्मा मनः आत्मनः स्वस्य बन्धुः हितः अनात्मनः तु अवशीकृत मनस्कस्य तु अवशीकृतमनस्कस्य तु आत्मा एव मनः एव शत्रुवत् शत्रुत्वे अपकरणे शत्रुत्वे अपकरणे वर्तेत स्यात्। अन्वयः येन आत्मना आत्म एव जितः तस्य आत्मनः आत्मा बन्धुः अनात्मनः तु आत्मा एव शत्रुवत् शत्रुत्वे वर्तेत। तात्पर्यम् येन पुरुषेण मनः विषयेभ्यः विमुखीकृतं तस्य मनः बन्धुवत् हितकारी यस्तु तादृशो न भवति तस्य तदेव मनः शत्रुवत् पीडाकारी विषयासक्तं मनः बन्धकम् तद्रहितं तु मोचकमिति यावत्। अग्रे पठामि।
आम्, प्रश्नाः पठतु।
प्रश्नाः कस्य आत्मा बन्धुः येन आत्मा आत्मना जितः बन्धुः येन आत्मा आत्मना जितः
येन आत्मना आत्मा जितः
येन आत्मा आत्मना जितः येन आत्मना आत्मा जितः तस्य कः बन्धुः आत्मा अनात्मनः शत्रुत्वे कः वर्तते आत्मा वर्तते कस्य शत्रुत्वे आत्मा भवति आत्मनः ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ షష్ఠి కాబట్టి ఆత్మనః అత్ర ఆత్మ ఇత్యస్య కః అర్థః మనః అదే పోయిన శ్లోకం వ్యాకరణం సంధి
द्वितीयं तृतीयं उत्तरम् एकवारं पुनः ददातु महोदय।
येन आत्मा आत्मना आत्मा जितः तस्य कः बन्धुः आत्मा बन्धुः
महोदय धन्यवादः। तृतीय
आत्मा अनात्मनः शत्रुत्वे कः वर्तते आत्मा वर्तते।
अस्तु महोदय।
संधिः बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य बन्धुः प्लस आत्मा बन्धुरात्मा विसर्ग संधिः रेफः बन्धुरात्मा प्लस आत्मनः बन्धुरात्मात्मनः सवर्ण दीर्घ संधिः बन्धुरात्मात्मनः प्लस तस्य विसर्ग संधिः सकारः येनात्मैवात्मना येन प्लस आत्मा येनात्मा सवर्ण दीर्घ संधिः येनात्मा प्लस एव येनात्मैव वृद्धि संधिः येनात्मैव प्लस आत्मना सवर्ण दीर्घ संधिः अनात्मनस्तु अनात्मनः प्लस तु विसर्ग संधिः सकारः वर्तेतात्मैव वर्तेत प्लस आत्मा वर्तेतात्मा सवर्ण दीर्घ संधिः वर्तेतात्मा प्लस एव वृद्धि संधिः समासः अनात्मनः न विद्यते आत्मा यस्य सः तस्य नै बहुव्रीहि समासः नै बहुव्रीहि
न विद्यते आत्मा यस्य
न
सः
विद्यते यस्य सः।
सो अत्र क्रियापदं किम्
वर्तते जितः मोदटि पदं तु जितः
सो येन आत्मना आत्मा जितः तस्य आत्मनः आत्मा एव बन्धुः अस्ति अध्याहृतं स्वीकरणीयम्। सो Punaha, yena atmana atma jitaha. So this is one part of the sentence. So jitaha, if we take as kriyapadam, atma will be atmana, atmana atma jitaha. So atmana is the karta or karanam.
Karanam.
Atma jitaha. Atma will be the karma padam. Atmana jitaha.
Atmana jitaha.
Here we are using our atma as the instrument to win.
ఇక్కడ ఆత్మ కర్తృపదం తృతీయ విభక్తి వస్తుంది ఆత్మనా కదా. ఈ జితః అనేది తా ప్రత్యయం కదా.
Jitah is a tha pratyayam. See here, no, what I am trying to say is, here atma can also be taken as karta. Can we or can we not? So whether to take something as karta or not, what should we look at? Vyaparashrayatvam asti va nasti va. So jitaha. Who is winning?
Jitaha win.
Who is winning? Jitaha ante gelavadam.
Atma is winning.
If we take that atma is the one that is winning, that vyaparashrayatvam atmani asti. So we can take it as karta also in this particular case. We can also take it as karanam because we are using that atma as an instrument to win. Kada. So here in this particular case, we can mark it as karta or karanam also because it is taking both. We are using the same atma.
Same atma in both ways. In both
so the same is being used. So the winner is also atma. The sadhanam is also atma.
Swasya.
That is one thing that we can keep in mind. So yena atmana, by which atma this atma is being won. Tasya, here yena and tasya are the two words that should be joined. Yat shabda, tat shabda. When two sentences can be joined with yat and tat shabdas. Here yena is one for this sentence and tasya is the second, the one from the second sentence. So yena and tasya can be joined. So yena atmana atma jitaha, tasya atmanaha, to that atma, tasya atmanaha atma, to that atma, atma eva bandhuhu asti.
Atma eva bandhu.
So that atma which is using itself to win or to go in the right path, to that atma itself is its bandhu.
Bandhuriva vartate.
Bandhu asti. So that is one part of the shloka. The second part, anatmanaha atma shatrutve shatruvat varteta. Atmanaha atma. Here, what is anatmanaha? How should we take anatmanaha? Avashikrita. So anatmanaha is something where that this atma is not helping us. It is not helping us keeping the indriyas under control. Such kind of atma is called anatmanaha. Anatmanaha atma, the atma of such a kind of atma, shatruvat varteta. It will be like a shatru to us. Okay, it only cause shatrutvam to our own selves. See, sometimes we say, tana kupame tana shatruvu an antar kada. We all know. Our anger is our own enemy. Similarly, here anatmanaha, that which cannot keep its indriyas under control. That is when the kopam, kamam, and all these come. So when those come again, they will become our own enemies. So shatruvat varteta. It will be there like our own shatru. So we are living with our own shatru. So it is not safe at all. Living with a shatru in our own self, in our own body, we have our shatru. So it is not safe at all. We have to always keep the shatru at a distance. But when it is living in our own body, then how can it benefit us in any way? It cannot. So what kind of, when do we call Atma as our Shatru? When it is unable to control the Indriyas. Then means here this second Atma is can be referred to as the Manas. Because Manas is the one that actually controls. Here such interchangeably the words can be used. Because Manas, though we are looking at it as a different identity, again, since that is the one that is causing everything to happen to this Atma, they are used interchangeably.
అదే అవశీకృతాత్మ మనకు శత్రువు అవుతుంది, వశీకృతాత్మకు మిత్ర బంధువు అవుతుంది.
So the minute we are able to control our Indriyas, then we can use our own Atma to become our own Bandhu. We can use that to progress in our spiritual path. So we will be able to follow all the things that we are supposed to do in the Karma Marga, through which we can enter into the Jnana Marga. And even after entering into the Jnana Marga, if we continue, if our Atma helps us by keeping the Indriyas under control, we can even proceed further. But the minute when they take over, even for a split second when they take over, we will climb down the path. So that Kshanikavesam also should not be there, because that is when the mistakes will happen, which are usually not justified. That is why they are called Kshanikavesam, because we are not thinking. In that split of a second, things can go wrong. We have put our mind under control for so long, but in one split of a second, it will lose that balance and it will do something regrettable for the rest of our lives also. Sometimes it can become a regrettable thing for the rest of our lives, like how it happened with Bharavi. Okay. Any questions in this shloka, anyone? So just as on the lighter side of this story for Bharavi, so he feels very bad about how he thought about his father. So he goes and he asks for Kshamarpana. So he says, no, I need Prayaschittam. So his father first says, okay, you have realized your mistake. So that itself is a Prayaschittam, you don't worry. But Bharavi insists, no, you have to punish me. Otherwise I won't feel good about myself. So then he says, okay, you go and live in your father-in-law's house for 6 months. So Bharavi thinks, okay, this doesn't sound like a punishment. It will be very good, because for any man, living in the father-in-law's house is a pleasant thing, because they will do extra maryadas and all, right, to the son-in-law. So he thinks, oh, this will be a breeze. I can, this doesn't sound like a punishment at all. I can actually enjoy. So he goes to his father-in-law's house. So the first day will be really like a festival. They will be offering everything and not asking him to do anything. Nice food, nice everything, full of attention and all. After 3 days, all that attention has come down. The number of items cooked also has come down. Everything has come down. After 1 month, the yogurt became buttermilk. 4 items became only 1 item, and all such differences happen. And after a few more months, what will happen? So the father-in-law will say, today the person who actually takes care of the cattle did not come. Can you please go and take care of the cattle? Go and graze them on the mountains and bring them back. So he will go and while he is grazing, because he is originally a poet, he thinks of something comes to his mind, and he will write a small poem kind of thing. So, so on the way back, the meaning of what the poem that he writes is, never do anything in haste, because the result can be very painful. Now, how did he end up in this father-in-law's house for so many months? See, when we go to somebody's house, 1 day, 2 days, if we stay, it will be good for us and them also. If we stay beyond a certain period, even if it is in our own parents' house also, after we get married and come out, if we go back and live for so long in anybody's house, even if it is our own parents' house, I'm talking about girls here, it will not be the same. We will not receive the same kind of treatment, right? After a while. So now he is facing that. Initially, he thought, oh, it will be like a festival to stay in father-in-law's house. Even Lord Shiva is staying in Himalayas, which is his father-in-law's house, and even Hari is also staying in Vaikuntham or Kshira Samudram, which is again his father-in-law's abode. So they are staying happily. Why not? I also can easily pass this 6 months. But that is not how it happened. And so he will realize that. So that realization comes, and he realizes that when we do something in haste, there will always be a consequence to face. That we also, as kids also, we have studied this story, this Nakula and the child story, where the mother will raise Mungisa as her own child, but she thinks that she harmed her child, and without checking she will kill the Nakula, but later on only realize that the Nakula saved her child by killing the snake. But even after raising that Nakula for so many years, she was not able to think even for a second to check what the fact is. Without thinking, she will act in haste, and she will kill, and later she will repent, but there is no way that she can bring it back. So such things. So that importance is always given in our Shastras, the importance of not acting upon with haste, with hastiness. So that is again here re-emphasized here in this shloka. Otherwise, we will become our own enemies. Okay. Any questions? No chet. Subbarao Mahodaya, patitum ichchati va?
Madam, small doubt. This here in shloka, Atma is same as Manas, no?
Yes, yes.
Then Atma, just like Atman, Atma, like that. Can you tell for Manas Shabda, what is the Sakaranta Manas Shabda? Pradama Vibhakti, Yakavachana, Dvitiya Vibhakti, and Shakti Vibhakti, can you tell?
Yes.
For Manas Shabda.
Yes.
What are the first Vibhakti?
मनः मनसि मनसि एव किल
मनः मनः then द्वितीय मनसा
तृतीय
मनसः. Then if you replace everything with Atma, with the Manas Shabda, it may be more clear. Because what we feel is generally for understanding purpose I am telling, not Anvaya. Atma means something abstract which you cannot say. Manas means you can feel it. That
yes,
is my
definitely. Here, the Atma that you are using as a tool can be replaced with Manas Shabda, only for our, like you said, for the clarity of understanding. Yeah.
And then we can apply Manohi Hetu Sarvesham Indriyanam Pravartane. So Manas is the reason for controlling all the Indriyas. If we correlate to that one, then everything will be clear.
Yes.
I think so. For our understanding. That's all I am. Okay.
Mahodaya, I am not having book, Mahodaya.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Swarna Bhagini, patitum ichchati va? Sorry, you were muted.
Atra asmi Bhagini. I will try Bhagini, all those things. I may not be very perfect. Yeah.
Seventh shloka.
Seventh. Jitatmanah prashantasya paramatma samahitah शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु तथा मान अपमानयोः sandhi tatra. That's only one sandhi there beginning, na? Mana apamanayoh.
It is actually a samasa word, mana apamana.
Correct.
And apamana, dvandva sandhi it will become.
But so we don't need to break it as mana and
Break up.
apamana.
Samasa words we should not break up.
Yeah. So it is a mana apamanaya, mana apamana manaha, tayoho mana apamanayoho.
Yes. So Padaparishayam.
Padaparishayam. Jitatmanaha nakaranta jitatman shabdasya pratama vibhakti bahuvachanam.
Shashti vibhakti ekavachanam.
Oh, Shashti vibhakti jitatman Shashti ekavachanam. Prashantasya prashantaha Shashti ekavachanam pullinga. Paramatma must be Paramatman shabdasya nakaranta pullinga ekavachanam. Samahitaha.
This also is akaranta pumlinga prathama ekavachanam. It is
Sa
pratyaya.
Ta pratyaya, correct. Pullinga. Sitoshna sukha dukkeshu. Sitoshna dukkha akaranta napunsakalinga saptami bahuvachanam. Tata avyayam manapamanayoho. Is it Shashti?
Saptami bahuvachanam. Dvivachanam.
Dvivachanam.
Manapamanayoho.
Manayoho. Saptami bahu dvivachanam. Manapamanayoho. Then
so padartha.
Padartha. Sitoshna sukha dukkeshu शीते उष्णे सुखे दुःखे च सति तथा एवं मानापमानयोः सम्मानापमानयोः सतोः means
so here it is taken in sati saptami. Whenever you see this sati or any forms of any vibhakti forms of the sat shabda, we have to take it as sati saptami. Have you studied sati saptami in Kovida?
Yes. Yeah.
Not in Kovida actually.
Satoho. Correct. Because it is Dvivachanam, it is Satoho.
Correct. Whatever vibhakti that original word is in Saptami vibhakti, the same form this will take. Either Ekavachana, Dvivachana or Bahuvachana.
Prashantasya ragadvesha sunyasya. Prashantasya ragadvesha sunyasya. Jitatmanaha vashikrita chittasya. Vashikrita chittasya. Paramatma samahitaha samadehe vishayo bhavati. Means what, Bhagini? Samahitaha, it is a
so samahita will be joined with the Paramatma. In that way we can take.
Okay. Samadehe vishayo bhavati.
Samadhehe
vishayaha bhavati. Okay. Anvayaha शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः प्रशान्तस्य जितात्मनः परमात्मा समाहितः. Means he will join with Paramatma. Is that the meaning, Bhagini?
Yes.
Okay. In Tatparyam, yaha jitamanaskah bhavati ragadvesha shunyascha bhavati tasya Paramatma samadehe vishayo bhavati. Saha sitoshnayoho sukadukkayoho manapamanayoho cha samanaha bhavati.
Here one other thing is Paramatma. So jitatmanaha prashantasya Paramatma samahitaha. Here this particular Paramatma is taken as not the Paramatma that we have been discussing, but individual Atma. Here, like how in the earlier shlokas, the Atma, Manas is referred to as Atma. So Here, Paramatma, by Paramatma, what it means is the individual Atma that each of these pranis have.
Hmm.
Okay, in that context, it is used here. In this
Yes.
shloka, the word Paramatma is used in the context of that individual Atma of each prani.
Yes. Prashantasya
Or
Paramatma.
you can say like Jivatma.
Correct. But they've added the para because it may be great, or that's why I don't know. So Jitatmanaha, again Shashti. So Prashantasya Jitatmanaha Yaha Manushyaha Indriyanam Jitaha Tasya Paramatma Samahitaha. That is what I didn't understand. Samahitaha means he will.
Paramatma means here the Jivatma will be united with the Paramatma.
With the Paramatma. Samadhehe Vishayo Bhavati.
Samadhi again means that Siddhi. So he will attain that Siddhi. In that sense also you see,
Yes.
joining with the Paramatma, attaining Siddhi, attaining Moksha, attaining Nirvanam, all these are similar or the same.
Yes.
Just expressed differently, but they all mean the same. So,
Same.
Samahitaha, here it is given as Samadhehe Vishayaha Bhavati. Means they will attain that Samadhi. Samadhi means that
one with the Paramatma.
yes, will be joined with the Paramatma.
Yes.
Tatparyam.
Yaha jitamanaskah bhavati ragadveshunyascha bhavati ragadveshunyascha bhavati tasya paramatma samadehe vishayo bhavati saha sitoshnayoho sukadukkayoho manapamanayoho cha samanaha bhavati. That's what, yeah. Saha, he becomes, even in whenever it is dvandva vishaye, samanaha bhavati. Right, Bhagini? He is
correct. And
his manas is
even during manapamana. Manam means respect, apamanam means disrespect. When somebody respects you, or even when somebody disrespects you, if that person remains in the same state of mind, then such person will be recognized as Jitamanaskaha.
Yeah.
Okay, he will attain that. So how
Samadha.
of course the people insulting other people, that we all know commonly, but sometimes we some people can be feel disrespected by the vastu. And how is that possible? Say for example, how can vastu disrespect us? Somebody might be having a long desire to attain something, but they are not able to attain it. No matter how much they crave for it, how much they try for it, they have done everything in their capability, either in a good way or a bad way, to acquire it, but they are not able to acquire it. So then they consider that particular position or vastu or whatever it is, they feel insulted by that, right?
Yeah,
So on a
correct.
thing also will happen. Like
Yes.
we see many people acquiring things they want. Say for example, there is this Kohinoor diamond, for example. Many kings or many people might have wanted to have them have that particular thing in their authority. That is the reason why all these stealings of such precious things will happen. More than for the value of it, they take pride in, I am the owner of such rare thing. Such things also will be there with people, right? So they are not able to get such things. They will feel insulted. They will feel insulted. That is the apamanam with the vastu.
Yes.
Apamanam from people, that is common, that we have all seen. But apamanam from the vastu, that also they will feel. Some people will feel. So
Yes,
that also
Bhagini.
they should not be able to feel. Means that acquiring of things should not be there, should not be our akanksha. We should not have that desire to acquire things. And even if we do not acquire, we have to give our best for the good reasons. Again, we should not try to acquire things only for only to show off, or only to to feel that pride. Not for such reasons. For a proper reason, we should try to have. And if we don't acquire that also, we should not feel insulted. Like here we can think of the story of Krishna. He goes and asks for that Shamantaka money, right?
Yes.
Satrajit. So what
Yes.
happens? Satrajit refuses to give him. But
Mm.
Krishna does not take it in the wrong sense. He will ask for a good reason. He will say, because it is giving so much of gold every day,
Gold.
can
Yes.
make use of that for the benefit of the people. So if only with you, you are the only one who is benefiting. But if you give it to me, I will use it for the benefit of all the people in this kingdom. But
Yeah.
Satrajit refuses, and he does not have anything against him or any kind of disappointment. But once that is stolen or lost, he will suspect Krishna. Why?
Krishna.
Because that's how normal people behave. When get their hands on something that they want, the next thing that they do is somehow get it through cheating, through stealing, or through whatever, however they can get, they will do. So that is why Satrajit thinks that Krishna might have stolen it. Right? So, but
Yes.
observe only Krishna. Krishna was not disappointed. He did not get angry when Satrajit refused to give him. So he was not insulted by not acquiring that. So even if we want to do certain things, with a good heart, we might want to do certain things with our good heart, but sometimes, not every time, we will get it our way. Sometimes we might get an opportunity to do whatever we want to do. Sometimes we may not get. Even if we do not get an opportunity to do what we want to do, even if it is for a good cause, we should not be insulted, or we should not take it as an insult or disappointment. It was simply not meant for whatever reason. That's it.
Yeah.
That one we have to take both manam and apamanam equally. Similarly, even when we are going through the sukha and the dukkha, then also we should be able to take it in equally. So such a person will attain siddhi.
Samahitaha. He is called Samahitaha. Right? Or
He is not
Samadhe.
samahitaha, he will obtain samahitaha.
Obtain Samahita. Okay.
Samahitaha bhavati. Can we as yeah, it is not adjective to the person. Paramatma samahitaha bhavati, we can take. So he will be joined with the Paramatma. That is how only we have to take.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay. So read the prashnas, Bhagini.
Kaha samahitaha bhavati. The same thing. Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha bhavati. Kasya paramatma samahitaha bhavati. Same thing. Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha bhavati.
So samahitaha is taken as a videya visheshana to Paramatma. Okay, so samahitaha is he who has attained siddhi. Like that we can take. So what you said was correct.
Samahitaha bhavati. Yeah. Then jitatmanaha prashantasya cha paramatma kidrushaha bhavati.
Samahitaha bhavati.
Samahitaha bhavati again. Samahitaha. Keshu satsu paramatma samahitaha bhavati. Sitoshna
Sukha dukkheshu.
Sukha dukkheshu. Sitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Sammana apamanayoho.
So here manapamanayoho is in dvivachana only. Here the question is asking with bahuvachana. Keshu satsu. So just write the shitoshna sukha dukkheshu satsu paramatma samahitaha bhavati.
Oh.
Always also see the vibhakti and the vachana and the linga of the prashnarthaka padam. The answer also should be there.
Okay. Sitoshna sukha dukkeshu paramatma samahitaha bhavati.
Technically, manapamanayoho also applies. But the vibhakti is only bahuvachana. We'll use only that bahuvachana word as in the answer.
Ambagini. If it was satoho, then we can say sama manapamanayoho satoho.
Correct.
Then
Jitatmanah.
samasaha vyakaranam jitatmanah jitaha atma yena saha tasya bahuvrihi paramatma paramaha atma karmadarya. Sitoshna sukha dukkeshu शीतं च उष्णं च सुखं च दुःखं च तेषु.
Dvandva samasa.
द्वन्द्व समास. मानापमानयोः मानश्च अपमानश्च तयोः अगेन द्वन्द्व. कृदन्त प्रशान्तस्य प्रशं धातु तपत्यय कर्तरि शं धातु. समाहितः सम प्लस आ धा and ta pratyaya.
So here in this context that he is coming as an adesha, that is why it became samahitaha. Though the dhatu is dha, because of the adesha in the prakriya, the word becomes a samahitaha and it is a ksa pratyayam. So both are as kartari in the brackets. Why? Because they are indicating the karta. Here samahitaha means that jitatma. Okay, the prashantaha.
Prashant.
So it is indicating the karta. That is why kartari. Similarly, samahitaha also is jitatma. Prashantaha also is jitatma. That is why both are written as kartari. They are indicating the karta. So here, what is the kriya padam? Bhavati we can take as adhyahritam.
Bhavati, right, Bhagini?
Bhavati we can take as adhyahritam because it's not there in the shloka. Okay, so kaha bhavati? Jitatmanah
Bhavati.
prashantasya jitatmanah paramatma samahitah bhavati. Keshu samahitah? Shitoshna sukha dukkeshu. Punah kayoho?
Manapamanayoho
samahitah bhavati.
Bhavati.
So here we can take, because satsu and satoho are given, we can take this as bhavalakshana saptami or sati saptami also we call, bhavalakshana saptami also we call. So when one is in either sukham or dukkham, when they are being respected or disrespected, in during that time also, when somebody is when somebody takes it equally,
yes,
such a person becomes samahitah. Such a kind of atma will become samahitah. Okay.
And such a kind of person's Paramatma is jitatmanah prashantah, right? Jitatmanah is the one.
Shantasya paramatma. Jitatmanah paramatma means the paramatma of somebody who is calm.
Who has won his indriyas and
indriyas. Jitatmanah. Such a kind of person's paramatma
atma
samahitah.
Samahitah. Yes, Bhagini. Very nice, Bhagini. I understood completely. Thank you.
Uttamam Bhagini.
क्षम्यतां भगिनि. समाहितः इति कर्तरि इति इंडिकेटिंग कर्ता एकवारं पुनः विवृणोति वा कृपया.
So samahitah means he who will attain siddhi. That way we can take. So it is indicating the karta, right? So that is why it is written kartari in the brackets. The ksa pratyayam, the ksa pratyaya kriya padani can indicate karta or simply kriya. When it is indicating only the kriya, it will be called bhava. Bhave, in the brackets, bhave will be given.
Okay.
If it is indicating karta, it will be written kartari. If it is indicating
చాలా గంటరా ఇదాनीम् అవగతం భగిని. ఇదాनीम् అవగతం. ధన్యవాదాలు.
Anantaram, so who will like to read?
Lakshminarayan. ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः। पदपरिचयम्। ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा, सिंगल वर्ड। ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मन पुल्लिंग, प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन। कूटस्थः पुल्लिंग कूटस्थ प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन। विजितेन्द्रियः विजितेन्द्रिय पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन। युक्तः तदपि प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनमेव। युक्त पुल्लिंग। इति अव्ययम्। उच्यते वच् धातु लट् प्रथमा विभक्ति कर्मणि प्रथमा पुरुष एकवचन। समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चन पुल्लिंग प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन।
योगी।
हाँ, योगी योगी also प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन ओनली।
योगिन् नकारान्त
योगी नकारान्त पुल्लिंग। हाँ,
पदार्थ।
पदार्थ। ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा ज्ञानानुभव संतुष्ट चित्तः कूटस्थः निर्विकारः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः मृत्पाषाण सुवर्णेषु समानबुद्धिः विजितेन्द्रियः वशीकृतेन्द्रियः युक्तः समाहितचित्तः योगी इति उच्यते अभिधीयते। अन्वयः ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः विजितेन्द्रियः युक्तः योगी इति उच्यते। These are all adjectives for yogi only.
Yes.
तात्पर्यं गुरुणा उपदिष्टस्य ज्ञानेन प्रत्यक्षानुभवेन च यस्य चित्तं प्रसन्नं वर्तते यश्च निर्विकारः यश्च इन्द्रियाणां वशीकर्ता वर्तते यस्य च मृत्पिण्डे पाषाणे सुवर्णे च समानता बुद्धिः संजाता तादृशः समाधौ मग्नः योगी इति कथ्यते। ज्ञानं शास्त्रोक्त पदार्थानां परिज्ञानं विज्ञानं शास्त्रतो ज्ञातानां तथा एव स्वानुभव विषयीकरणम्।
So the difference between jnanam and vijnanam. Jnanam is, we can take it as more theoretical, and vijnanam is like the practical application of whatever jnanam we have obtained.
स्वानुभव विषयीकरणं विज्ञानं। ज्ञानं तु शास्त्रोक्तमेव। योगिनः प्रश्नः। योगिनः आत्मा काभ्यां तृप्तो भवति? योगिनः ज्ञान विज्ञान
ज्ञान विज्ञानाभ्याम
तृप्तः भवति।
ज्ञान विज्ञानाभ्याम। समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः कः? समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः योगी। योगी कीदृशो भवति? योगी विजितेन्द्रियः भवति। युक्तः
युक्तः इति कः उच्यते? योगी युक्तः इति उच्यते। अत्र योगी योगी कीदृशः इत्युच्यते? योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः उच्यते। कूटस्थः इत्यस्य अर्थः कः? कूटस्थः इत्यस्य अर्थः निर्विकारः। व्याकरणं संधिः कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः कूटस्थः प्लस विजितेन्द्रियः विसर्ग संधि रेफ उकार गुण। युक्त इत्युच्यते युक्तः इत्युच्यते विसर्ग संधि लोपः। इति उच्यते इत्युच्यते यण संधि। समासः ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तात्मा ज्ञानञ्च विज्ञानञ्च ज्ञानविज्ञाने द्वन्द्वः ज्ञानविज्ञानाभ्यां तृप्तः ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तः तृतीया तत्पुरुषः ज्ञानविज्ञानतृप्तः आत्मा यस्य सः बहुव्रीहि विजितेन्द्रियः विजितानि इन्द्रियाणि येन सह बहुव्रीहि समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः लोष्टञ्च अश्मा च काञ्चनञ्च लोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनानि द्वन्द्वसमास समानि लोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनानि यस्य सः बहुव्रीहि द्वयं वा अत्र समलोष्टाः समानि समानि लोष्टाश्मकाञ्चन कृदन्तः कूटस्थः कूट प्लस स्था धातु क्त कर्तरि कूटम अयोधनः तद्वत् तिष्ठति निर्विकारः इति यावत् एतत् न ज्ञातं महोदय कूटम अयोधनः
So here basically Kutaha or Kutam, what it means is the goldsmith. He uses a stone on which he will
check
beat
the gold.
He will beat the gold, right? He will warm the gold. He will make it hot, and then whatever shape he wants, he will beat it on this stone. So no matter how many ever times it has been pounded, stone will not change. It will stay the same. It will not get. It will not get sad. It will not break. It will not become anything. So a person also should stay like that, no matter what kind of situation he is in. So we should not jump when we are in a happy situation. We should not become sad if some custom happens. So no kind of such things. We should not change it. We should be nirvikaraha. So we should take everything in the same way. So that is why such a person is called kutastaha. So jnana vijnana triptatma. So triptatma, that is the key point. So we should be, one should be satisfied with the jnanam and the vijnanam that we obtain. So our trishna should always be only with the jnanam and the vijnanam. So learning what is Paramatma Tattva Jnanam and applying it. Understanding what Paramatma Tattva Jnanam is not enough. It is important to understand, but at the same time, only when we try to put it in practice, it is of some use. So now we are studying all these in the Bhagavad Gita shlokas, but we have to put it into application. Just reading and then going back to our old ways in when dealing with the world. No. So next time when we are getting angry, we have to control. We have to think. We have to see why what is causing that anger. When we start thinking in that way, we will understand why that anger is coming. Because we have some kind of expectation with somebody. Right? When somebody does not do how they are expected to do, we get angry. When the worker does not work like how he is supposed to do, we get angry. When our children do not do or get the marks that we want them to get, we get angry. So there is a reason behind each of these. So the root cause, if we find out, we have to first stay calm. Why are we getting angry? This is the reason. So by getting angry, are we achieving anything? No. So what can we do to get that result? And if it is for the benefit of that particular person, especially with our kids, right? The benefit be for them only. But getting angry, we are not able to communicate because they are very young. They won't understand why we are getting angry. They only know that we are getting angry. So we have to make them understand, or to some extent we have to do that prayatnam, and after that we have to simply let it go. So that knowledge, and with the application of the knowledge itself, we should be happy. Triptatma. And then Vijitendriyaha, he who has won over his indriyas, means having the indriyas under his control, means that vashikaranam of the indriyas. And Samaloštashma
Kanchana.
Samaloštashma Kanchanaha.
Samaloštashma Kanchana.
Samabhavam with either the pashanam or diamond or gold or anything. Kanchana is gold. So with everything, whether a stone or a diamond should not make any difference to that person. But that is not how many people are. The minute when they see something precious, they try to acquire it for their own self and hide it, and their focus will be completely on that. So we should not have that. So that is the reason why they say that even the sannyasis will not have any things. They only the basic things, only two clothes. One that goes for washing, one that is that they are wearing, and only one plate and one glass for them to eat, and one some vastram to on which they can lie upon. That's all. If you really go into a person's house who is into this practice of tattvajnanam, as much little things that one needs, only that much they will have. Why? The more we have, our focus will be on those, to protect those, to use how to use those, how to save those. And with that comes every other baggage. And we are not able to focus on the important thing. The more we accumulate, the more responsibility we try to put in for those things. So the less we acquire, the better we are. So in that way, such kind of a yogi is called yuktaha. Yuktaha means he who has already joined. He who has joined with the Paramatma, we can say. Here, in that sense, it is taken.
Samahitaha bhagini? Samahitaha? No?
Samahitaha na.
No.
Yes. Yes. Correct. So yuktaha is a little different than samahitaha. Samahitaha, what did we say? Who has attained siddhi. In that particular context, it is given as who has attained siddhi, and he who has attained siddhi means he has joined with the Paramatma. See, all these words mean the same, but a different way of expressing. That's all. Here, when you say yuktaha, he has literally joined with the Paramatma, it means. When you say samahitaha, he has attained siddhi, which also means he has joined with the Paramatma, but it is a different way of expressing.
Yeah. Correct.
So all these final meaning is the same, but the way the contextually they are expressed a little differently. So yogi, the tadhitanta, yogin shabdaha.
योगी इनि मतलब अर्थ योगः येषां वा येषु अस्ति तेषाम्.
अस्तु अस्तु. So here kutam ayodhanaha tadvat tishtati. Tadvat tishtati. It will stay like that only, no matter how much ever you hit upon it.
You heat upon or beat or whatever, it will be the same. Gold will be gold only.
Yes. No, here they are talking about the stone on which the gold will be hit.
Gold hit on that put.
The gold will change. It will change color, shape, everything depending on how the goldsmith molds it. But the stone will still remain the same. Here the comparison is being made with the stone, not the gold.
Stone. Where he beats that gold.
The base on which it's beating the gold.
Correct.
Yes. Because gold will change depending on what color you put, what shine you give, how much of impurity you mix into it. It will be changed. But the stone on which this gold is being hit is not changed.
So the stone is getting all the beatings, but it remains. It doesn't change. So we should be like that.
Any other questions in this shloka? Okay. In next, who would like to read?
Aham patani bhagini.
Patatu bhagini.
सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्तद्वेष्वबन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. पदार्थः पदपरिचयः सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्य एकमेव पदं वा?
एकमेव पदं, किन्तु समासपदम्, अतः पदविभागं ante pritak pritak vadatu padani kintu
Suhrit.
ekapadameva.
अस्तु सुहृत् मित्राः उदासीनं
सुहृत् मित्र अरि उदासीन
अरि वा अस्तु
अरि
हम्म।
अरि उदासीन
उदासीनं मध्यस्थ क्षम्यताम् उदासीन मध्यस्थ द्वेष्य बन्धुषु.
So one thing you remember in the samasa word, all the words only pratipadikam, the before words. Only the uttarapada will have the vibhakti. So madhyastha, udasina, only the pratipadikam, that ending sound we need not.
Will not be there. Astu bhagini avagatam. Sadhushu api cha papeshu samabudhir vishishyate. Samabudhihi vishishyate. प्रथमादि पूर्णं पदं सप्तमी बहुवचनं. लिंगं न जानामि भगिनि.
पुंलिङ्गमेव.
पुंलिङ्गमेव वा? अस्तु. साधुषु अपि पुल्लिङ्ग सप्तमी बहुवचनं. अपि अव्ययं च अव्ययं. पापेषु पापः वा पापं वा भगिनि?
पापं नपुंसकं.
पापं नपुंसकलिंग सप्तमी बहुवचन रूपं. समबुद्धिः स्त्रीलिंगं वा भगिनि?
स्त्रीलिंगं.
प्रथमा एकवचनं. द्वितीयं वा?
एकवचनमेव.
अस्तु. विशिष्यते वि उपसर्ग स्था धातु वा भगिनि?
शिष् only, not
वि उपसर्ग विश् धातु.
शिष्य वा विश् वा?
विश् शिष्य
शिष् धातु.
शिष् धातु. वि उपसर्ग शिष् धातु. लट् कर्मणि प्रथमम्
आत्मनेपदी.
कर्मणि प्रयोगे लट् लकार
प्रथमपुरुष
एकवचनम् आत्मनेपदी.
अस्तु.
आत्मनेपदी वा? अदे in कर्मणि everything will be
कर्मणि become आत्मने. Otherwise it is
एव खलु कर्मणि एव. पदार्थः सहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थद्वेष्य बन्धुषु सुहृत् मित्रं शत्रुः उदासीनः मध्यस्थः द्वेषः बन्धुः इत्येतेषु साधुषु सज्जनेषु पापेषु अपि च दुर्जनेषु च समबुद्धिः तुल्यमतिः विशिष्यते अतिरिच्यते. अन्वयः सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थ द्वेष्य बन्धुषु साधुषु पापेषु अपि च समबुद्धिः विशिष्यते. तात्पर्यं सुहृत् मित्रं शत्रुः मध्यस्थः द्वेष्यः बन्धुः साधवः पापिनः च इत्येतेषु सर्वेषु अपि यः रागद्वेषशून्यः भवति सः योगारूढेषु उत्तमः. सुहृत् स्वभावेनैव उपकर्ता मित्रं स्नेहेन उपकर्ता अरिः स्वभावेन अपकर्ता एव खलु?
अपकर्ता एव.
उदासीनः विवदमानयोः उभयोरपि तिरस्कारकः. मध्यस्थः विवदमानयोः उभयोरपि हिताकांक्षी. द्वेष्यः कारणविशेषेण अपकर्ता. बन्धुः सम्बन्धेन उपकर्ता. अपकर्ता किं भगिनि? उपकर्ता किम्?
Upakarta means he who wants to do some good to you.
Okay.
Apakarta is somebody who wants to do something bad for others.
Okay.
So here, one second. So suhrit swabhavena eva upakarta means by nature he is good to everybody. Suhrit, somebody who is a suhrit, by his nature he is good. Not because we have done some good for him or not. Whether we do good for him or not, he will be good with everybody. That is a suhrit. Mitram snehena upakarta. So a mitram is one who is good to us because we are good to him. Because of our friendship, he will be good to us. Arihi swabhavena apakarta. So Arihi always does harm to us. We need not do any harm to him. Still he will want to do us harm. Okay, Udasinaha is he who is neutral. When two people are fighting, he will simply be on the side and not bother. Okay, he will not try to resolve their problem. Whereas Madhyastaha will try to go and resolve, whether he is related to them or not. When he sees two people arguing, he will want to go and help them out for the benefit of both. That is Madhyastaha. Dveshyaha, Karana Visheshena Apakarta. Dveshyaha means if we have done anything bad to somebody, they will also do bad to us. Whereas Arihi, he will do bad to us even though we do not do bad to him. Okay, that is the difference between Ari and Dveshyaha. Dveshyaha, if we do anything bad, they will do bad to us. And Bandhuhu, Sambandhena Upakarta. So Bandhuhu is, they will do us good because of the relation that we have. Okay, Mitra will do us good because of the Sneha we have. Whereas a Sikrit will do good no matter who it is. They will do good to everybody. So for all these people, here the meaning of the shloka is, among all these people, in these people, he who has a samabuddhi is difficult to find, vishishyate, or is a special, not difficult to find. Vishishyate means is a special. So he will stand out, such a samabuddhi. He will have samabuddhi in all of these people, and in sadhushu and in papeshu. Means those who are good people, sadhushu, and those who are bad people by nature, papeshu. So among all these, see, a bandhu can be a papa. So he will do us good because of the bandhutvam. But he originally might be a bad person. Similarly, sadhushu, he might be an ari to us. To us, he is an ari, but originally maybe he is a good person by himself. So like that also we can take, or we can take it as a separate entity. All these people and sadhus and papas. So with all these people, he who has a samabuddhi is a vishishyate. Okay. Now you can continue reading, buddy.
Madhvamatam Sihrit Pratyupakara Nirapekshopakarakrit Mitram Kleshasthanam Vijnapya Tato Rakshakrit Arihi Vadhadi Karta Udasinaha Apakare Upakare cha Kartavye yaha udaste saha. Oho. Madhyastaha apakaropakaro bhaya krit.
Dveshya. Bagini?
Muted, I think.
Dveshyaha is not neuter, mom.
Okay. Now we can hear you. Continue.
Dveshyaha means he's not neutral, no?
No, not neutral. No, they were saying we could not hear your voice, so muted and annaru. Adi meeku.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now you can hear me.
Yes, continue.
Dveshyaha ityarthe kim bhagini ekavaram punaha vadatu.
Avanchitakrit means dveshyaha means when we have done something bad to somebody, they will also do bad to us.
Okay. Astu. Prashnaha.
To take revenge.
Yes.
He who takes revenge.
Suhrit kaha, mitraha cha kaha.
Mitram cha kaha.
Mitram cha kaha.
Suhrit kaha.
Suhrit
Swabhavena karta. అక్కడ తాత్పర్యంలో ఉంది చూడండి. స్వభావేన ఉపకర్త ఇస్ సుహృత్.
స్వభావేన ఉపకర్త అస్తు.
మిత్రం కః?
మిత్రం స్నేహేన ఉపకర్త. కః విశిష్యతే? సమబుద్ధిః విశిష్యతే. కేషు సమబుద్ధిః విశిష్యతే? పాపేషు अपि, साधुषु पापेषु अपि च समबुद्धिः विशिष्यते. विवदमानयोः उभयोरपि तिरस्कारः कः? उदासीनः। अरिः कः? कश्च द्वेष्यः। अरिः
स्वभावेन अपकर्ता।
स्वभावेन अपकर्ता अरिः। द्वेष्यः अवाञ्छितकृत् द्वेष्यः।
और कारणविशेषेण अपकर्ता।
उभयोरपि तिरस्कृताकारः वा?
कारणविशेषेण अपकर्ता द्वेष्यः।
मध्यस्थः इत्यस्तः अर्थः कः? मध्यस्थः इत्यस्य अर्थः विवदमानयोः उभयोरपि हिताकांक्षी।
अपकारोपकारोभयकृत्।
अदे अपकार उपकारयोः हिताकांक्षी। अपकार उपकारयोः उभयोरपि हिताकांक्षी मध्यस्थः।
अपकार उपकारयोः कादु. It is not bad people and the good people that he will do hitam. Those who are in vivadam means when two people are having a disagreement, he will go and resolve for the benefit of both of them. He will not resolve it so that only one of them will benefit. He will give a resolution which helps both of them. When there is a vivada between two people, and those two people are in no way connected to him. Okay, when two people like Maryada Ramanna.
No, Kani, but that means he is helping both apakartas and upakartas also, kada?
But how can you say they are apakartas or upakartas? We don't know who the people who are in vivadam. They can be anybody. They can be two sadhus. They can be two aris. They can be two papas. We don't know. So apakarta upakarta prastavana atra nasti.
Okay.
Those who are in vivadam, who is he? Madhyastaha will go and resolve their vivadam. That's all. Only that much information we have to tell. Whether the people who are in vivadam, whether they are apakartas or upakartas or mitrams or suhruds, that is not important in this context. Whoever they may be, when two people are in vivadam, the madhyastaha will go and resolve for the benefit of both. Both should benefit. Ante as per the dharma. Of course, he will not go against the dharma to make it work out. However, feasible for in the right way, he will resolve. Whereas the udasina will not get involved. He will only, even if he happens to watch, he will just leave it at that. He will not get involved. That is udasina. He is always neutral.
Okay.
Sandhi.
Vyakaranam. Sandhi sadhushvapi. Sadhushu plus api yana sandhi. Samabuddhir vishishyate. Samabuddhihi vishishyate visarga sandhirepah. Samasah. Suhrin mitraryudasina. Madhyastha dveshya bandhushu. Suhrutcha mitramcha. Arishcha. Udasinascha. Madhyasthascha. Dveshyascha. Bandhuscha. Teshu dvandvaha. तेषु इति सप्तमी इत्यतः समाबुद्धिः यस्य सः बहुव्रीहि समाबुद्धिः यस्य सः पुल्लिङ्गपदम् इत्यतः यस्य सः कृदन्तः उदासीनः उत् प्लस् आस् प्लस् शानच् कर्तरि कथं भगिनी उदासीनः मकारः नास्ति अस्तु
शानच् प्रत्यय
अस्तु धन्यवादः
What is as means what?
As is also a dhatu like
as dhatu.
Like as
dhatu. Aste asate. That.
एकवारं परिचयं ददातु भगिनि आस् इत्यत्र.
As dhatu va? As dhatu, we have it in the Adadi Gana. There are several meanings, and here it is used with Upasarga, especially with Ut Upasarga. So the meaning will change. Normally, as dhatu is to sit. Aste,
Aste, asate, asate.
asate. In that used upaveshane is the
Aste upaveshane.
is the meaning of this dhatu. But when we use the upasargas, the meanings will change. Here with ut upasarga, it is used. So udasinaha, in this context, it means one who is neutral, who stays neutral.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಭಗಿನಿ.
Astu. So any other questions in this shloka or any of the shlokas? Okay, so we shall stop here. Alivelu Bhagini.
आं भगिनि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. धन्यवाद भगिनी, नमस्कारः. सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः, नमस्कारः.